Hey there, guys. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. I just wanted to do one video, one list, and then upload it, but suddenly felt like, feeling a little bit better. I just want to discuss something which I feel is a little bit important. I want to thank few people in this community, not in particular, but in general, some people, some reviewers, uh, because of them, because of whom the community is still alive, still running. And I would like to discuss something from the past. If I do not remember so many channels' name, I apologize because I'm just human. I'm getting old, but just gonna tell you the contrast between the reviewing fragrance game back in the time and nowadays what's happening. Perhaps it's just my point of view, my 2 cents. It doesn't have to be agreed by you, or you don't have to give the thumbs up. You can disagree with me, you can bash me, no problem. But recent days, I've been noticing how the trend has changed, and I used to watch a lot of reviewers who actually retired, sort of, or they took off from YouTube, perhaps because of their personal life or work, or whatever reason that keeps them busy. Like Mark, I'm waiting for him to come back. He's the guru, fragrance guru, and many other reviewers who are not reviewing anymore, who are the OGs. Like 2000s they used to review. So Mark started the first, and then after that, whoever, like the reviewers came one by one. Coach Rob 619, Steven, Redolescence, all the great reviewers, all the Chad, all these guys. So they are our OG reviewers and some of our senior members. So because of them, we should definitely have a fragrance game, and people sort of like have something to look forward to, collect, or become a reviewer. So the trend at the back in that time, like what I noticed when I started my game, it was officially 2014. I started watching, being a fan, seeing so many reviews really made me wonder, like, about notes, and so many type of fragrances, so many houses, so many lines, flankers. There's like a whole world out there, right? You agree with me? When you started, things were simpler. You had so many more to explore. Now many of you have huge collection and almost have everything, and you are kind of bored, and you are into niche game mostly. Some of you are into oils and wood, but lucky for me, I never get tired of anything. I just am happy to be exploring, trying something new, reviewing. So for me, I'm a simple, maybe a much simpler and less smart guy, but I like the game, like as it was even 6 7 years back. So after watching for 2 years, collecting some fragrance, I decided to become a fragrance reviewer, talk about it, and I worked very hard, like my way up. I had to post in many groups, and since it's an organic growth, I did not push or use any tricks to boost my what you call subscribers count, so I can get a silver play button. It's been so long, maybe perhaps by now many say I should have it, but I'm like, God decides, it's not me. And I just have, perhaps, like, today I have monetization, maybe tomorrow I won't have, because already I see many reviewers, they're complaining they lost monetization due to many people reporting, going after them, companies going after them. So those are sad things, but mostly what I was saying, that I really enjoyed that time, 2015, 16 were the peak of time, like all the best reviewers, and some of the old days, new days, even Jeremy, the way he sort of, those days, La Nuit de l'Homme, Blood de Chanel, that famous list of his, CH Man, and Versace Menu Fresh, and then 24 Gold Sense. I remember all those fragrances one by one. So back in the time, Bulgari Amara came out, Aqua Amara, Dylan Blue, a lot of great releases, in this meantime, and not perhaps that many flankers, as many as right now. So we saw sort of like a nice excitement. Everybody wanted to review a brand new release, and moment it got dropped, someone would get it from Europe. So we would just like, wow, okay, that's a brand new release, and then immediately notification comes, we would watch. So those are the times for me, the top 10 list, most complimented, and people going out, collaboration. They took a tour on the streets, like Al Street Sense. If you've been in the community for a long time, you guys know who these people are, and these are the people I keep watching even now. All videos, and some of the reviewers who passed away, left us. I think Carlos. These were our stars. Okay, and these are, for me, fragrance community's best time, because there are not much fighting. Then what happened was, there was like division started, reviewers started fighting among themselves, and blaming each other, and someone would be like, honestly speaking, jealous of, let's say, Jeremy or something. But there are some of the times, they were legit arguments. Some of the times, this is where it started like falling apart for me. And yeah, there was a time of that, like his own fragrance release, and then fragrance bros, they were fighting. But still, that time, some of the other reviewers were okay. But some of the reviewers moved away, and what it became right now, it's about the content not related to fragrance, most about talking about people, attacking each other, envy, and I just see it, like non-important things, whose girlfriend did what, ghosting, this and that. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, maybe these are the ones, the popular trend, young people like this, but uh, fragrance reviewers in general, in short, I feel they're losing their focus and to make money, very becoming very desperate. Yes, we all need money, of course we are desperate for money, we're making content, videos get us views and income, but isn't it a nice thing to produce a responsible video, sort of like that would be entertainment, love, fragrance related content, rather than talking about people or trying to feed off someone's success, like, oh, Demi Rowling did this or this reviewer. It's basically, you are putting your standards down. I'm not attacking any particular reviewer. I have respect for everybody. Some of them are good, my good friends. I see them, but I see this work and I really feel like the standard of reviewing, it's kind of going down. These are the reasons perhaps people are always, I see in the live stream 3 4 hours, people are talking about bashing some of the other reviewers, they're making fun of them. And I see like some random small channels, they go after the bigger channels, hey, this guy does what, he has nothing, he's a channel, like he has no views. Man, that guy has a silver play button, he has achieved everything that you cannot ever achieve. That's the truth, that's the reality. So no point of burning. uh, Great reviewers like Ashton, the way he keeps pushing. There was a time he used to post like maybe 2 3 times a week, but now he does everyday video, and I absolutely respect his like list, content, brand new release. This is what keeps the interest going. Kudos to and thanks to all the reviewers who are still working with fragrances and not trying to make content that are just like, sometimes you see those thumbnails trying to, attention grab, what do you call those, this there is a term, right? I forgot the term, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, for views, you just put, what's that term called? Oh, hold on. Yeah, the term is called clickbaits, right? So many of the people, they're doing these clickbaity things. So if you compare from those older times, if you see some older reviewers and the work now, it from fragrances, it's moved down to people talking about some terms, lingo that uh, is maybe a TikTok or Instagram. These things are important, but see, if it's related to fragrances, it's nice. But trying to create controversy, trying to talk about people's lives and try to make money out of it feels a little bit low. Okay, I seen, some of my friends, so-called friends, they have their streams and stuff. So they invite people, they use my photos, trying to make fun of me. They're trolls, this and that. I mean, entertainment is one thing, but then these kind of things, I just look down upon on them. This is what I feel, and maybe it's disrespectful for me to do these things, but I feel really happy that I stick to my fragrance related work. And when I talk about life, something that I learned from life, something important that can help improve someone's, perhaps, like, if you go through depression, I talk about that. If you're going through some of the addiction of fragrances, I talk about these, or humanity, the war, natural disaster. So I talk about these things. These things I feel can help another person. But the content that I'm seeing now, it is very toxic. Very toxic. I see being posted in my group. I absolutely have no interest in watching them. So perhaps this is the desperation of people. They need the money so badly, you know. But I really wish these great reviewers actually would do what they were doing best once, like fragrance reviews, perhaps powerhouses, or a particular type of fragrances, vintage, that actually help people learn and grow interest. When you actually talk about making fun of, like Jeremy, what he did, it doesn't matter what he does. He is successful. He has made money. He's selling perfumes. He's doing all his silly acts. Some of his he has his own crowd. People like watching them. He's successful. So he made his point. His fragrances sell this way, that way. Like offer promo, this and that. Instead of looking at him and then speculating too much, perhaps reviewers can do their own launch of their fragrances and see how successful they can get. I think apart from Jeremy, I don't see that many other reviewers fragrance release were as successful. Money, it counts, right? If you can sell, that's what counts as success, one of them anyway. So I think leave the guy alone. One thing, perhaps. And if you talk about him for entertainment purpose, whatnot, that's great. But he is not a fragrance that you review him over and over, over and over. Like some of the times I see, what's the point? He is the one guy who did the great work. He brought the interest in the game among us youth, and the designers, the love of designers came from Jeremy. You cannot deny that. Many of the other reviewers, definitely their work was there, but more serious, but entertainment and reaching mass crowds, like compliments, this and that, getting you into fragrances. He is one of those guys, right? So there are many other reviewers who did to achieve that, but nowadays, where are the fragrance reviews? I actually would say these new channels who actually start, sometimes they appear in my channel or my suggestion. I subscribe to them if I see them working and talking about fragrance with so much passion. Like, this is a this one has this note, this is bottle is like this, the sprayer looks like that, this price this much, longevity and projection this much. I appreciate that. So thank you so much for everybody who's doing that work, and your interest and love is mostly about fragrance, and you're not really into gossiping like all day and bringing out people in live streams. I mean, how does it build a fragrance community? I don't see it, but perhaps it's the new generation, it's a new trend. But the difference between the old days and nowadays, I actually like simpler terms. I'm very happy I don't get involved in those. I don't want to appear in those live streams. I mean, it doesn't feel like an interesting thing to do. Okay, so good luck to people, like who are making fun of others. I might get bashed by this for this video and all that, but when thing is a clean thing, when a hobby is nice and clean and everybody seem to enjoy, and not about sarcasm all the time and trying to be going petty, going after people, being jealous and all that, talk about it all day as if like nothing bothers you, but actually you're bothered. That's why you're doing all these videos, right, guys? So perhaps also, as a viewer, don't waste your time watching these like videos. Look for guys who actually are giving you real content, honest content, not like a push seller, and you learn one or two things from them. I think those are the real like good content. Okay, so maybe just my 2 cents, but again, I apologize if I hurt your feelings and all that, but I'd like to see a lot more fragrance reviews when it's about fragrance review channel, isn't it? So take care, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay safe, stay out of COVID's way because it's on the rise, and keep wearing your mask. I'll see you soon. Perhaps tomorrow I will try to do a few more videos. Take care. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh.